Hey everyone, this is Player 1 and I'm coming to you with a first impressions review of Shin Megami Tensei IV Apocalypse. So this game is a sort of sequel to Shin Megami Tensei IV. It revolves around the neutral ending and starts with the protagonist from the first game, Flynn, being revered as the savior of people and hope being abundant, at least for a little while. This time you play as Nanashi, a young hunter who is joined by a couple of his close friends. After about an hour into the game, shit gets real. Your main character Nanashi is killed, which forces him to make a deal with the demon Dagda, who agrees to bring him back to life if he'll agree to be his god slayer. Without spoiling the game, I can say that as you play some more, things get dark. I mean real dark. This game is not necessarily similar to the Persona series, as it's a little bit more mature, has a darker plot and story, and there's more hopelessness and a feeling of overwhelming odds, which depending on your choices can be overcome in different ways, as you can have multiple endings. The graphics are not great. Even for a 3DS game, it can be a bit jarring. You can tell the game uses the same engine as SMT4. However, the 3D effect is nice and helps out quite a bit. The art direction is as good as ever. You really get the sense for the world that your protagonist is living in. There are 3 difficulty modes available from the start. One if you want to experience the exploration and story with little resistance, one that will play like a typical game in the series, and one that is for masochists only. I suspect most people will fall in the middle as it still offers a stiff challenge. The nice thing is you can change freely between the settings if you think one is too hard. The combat is very similar to previous games. Like other SMT games, you can negotiate with demons to have them join you. The responses are still a bit random, and you will find that winning over demons really comes down to getting the correct responses memorized. Like other SMT games in the franchise, the first time you encounter a specific demon, you have to throw everything you have at it. But once you figure out the weakness, you have a cool indicator that lets you know how effective your skills will be on subsequent run-ins with the same demon. Something cool about the combat system is that you can end up getting an extra turn if you attack a demon's weakness, which has you enter smirk mode, giving you a higher critical rate. If you play your cards right, you can defeat enemies before they even get a hit in. In Apocalypse, you also get access to a friend in battle controlled by the AI. Each partner has specific skills, so you will need to choose your partners carefully before heading out to a specific dungeon or boss. Another change is found in the demon fusing system. This time around, each demon has a set of affinities, making the demon fusion process require more thoughtful planning. One thing that is kind of disappointing is the map. It's not completely horrible, but definitely not my favorite. Other games in the series, like The Strange Journey for example, I felt offered a clearer map system. Alright, so what's the verdict? Well, if you like the previous SMT4, then you're gonna like this game. However, keep in mind, there's a lot of the same stuff in this iteration, and even with the additions to combat and other new features, it still feels very similar to SMT4. This can be good or bad depending if you like that. For those of you wondering if you should play SMT4 first, I would say yes. Many will say it's not necessary, but not only can you carry the save file over, but you will feel deeper invested in the lore and story if you have an idea of what happens before the game. Plus, it's cool to see the protagonist from the previous game in this one, a feeling that can be lost if you didn't experience the previous game. Should you buy it right away? I would say that if you are in need for a Shin Megami Tensei fix and don't want to wait till Persona 5, this is for you. Just remember, this is a different universe than the Persona universe. I also don't like the Atlas tax of this game, which if you don't know what that is, stay tuned to my channel. I'll be uploading a video about it soon. This also doesn't mention the Day 1 microtransaction DLC, which I will also discuss later. Overall, I think $49.99 is a bit too much and would have felt more comfortable if the game was a typical $39.99. With that in mind, you do get a significant amount of content as is usual with these games, so the choice is yours obviously. Alright, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this first impressions review. Don't forget to let me know what you think down below, and please check out some of my full reviews and keep an eye out for my next review, which will be Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey.